So this is your time to learn, but what you want to learn. So a part of this, I don't want to call it a rebrand, but basically me figuring out what the heck I want from life. I am going to be doing my own personal curriculum. Now, I haven't been in school since I was 22, so 8 years since I've been in school, and I wasn't someone who loved school, but I do like the structure of school, and I've been seeing a lot of people on YouTube talk about doing a personal curriculum. I did see people talking about like basically they're creating a semester of where they just learn what they want to learn, but in a more structured way rather than just like Googling something or maybe just looking up something for a day, actually making it a course. So for me, what I want to do in life, I have always been interested in art, and when I was in high school I took a lot of art classes, and I really wanted to do like graphic design or animation, and I was really interested in it. But basically I've been trying to find what I want to do with my life since I was 15, even though I knew what I wanted to do, but I was discouraged. So I've been looking for that thing that I enjoy, but have not enjoyed anything like I enjoy graphic design and digital art and just art in general. So my personal curriculum that I'm going to be doing, actually started last week, but starting from now, and my semester is going to go until June, it's going to be graphic design. Of course, I'm going to keep going because it's going to take me longer to learn it, but I do want to make a career out of this. It's just something that has been on my mind for so long that now is the time that I have to actually work towards it and make it my passion project, so that way I can create the life that I want for myself. So like I said, I've started my little journey last week. My curriculum includes graphic design, learning the basics, the principles, because I'm just getting started. I took my classes 15 years ago. I don't really remember anything. I'm going to show you some of the resources that I got just from the library. And there are more because I have an online course that I'm going to go over too that I'm using. They recommended a lot of books too, so I'm just using basically whatever I can get my hands on. Of course, staying current, because with digital art, the programs are always changing, systems are always changing, the way you do things are always changing. So I just want to make sure I always keep up to date with the resources that I do get. But for my curriculum of graphic design, I got this Graphic Design for Dummies, just one of those books, you know, that you've seen where it's like blank, 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 whatever for dummies. So I got this book, and so far I think I've just read the introduction, but it is helpful. It has basically all the principles of graphic design. It has like graphics, of course, in it, so you can kind of learn what things should look like. So I have this one that I'm going to go through. It wasn't recommended on my website that I'm doing my classes through, but my library didn't really have anything that I was looking for, so I just grabbed whatever looked like it could be helpful. I may have to end up purchasing books, but try not to do that because I'm trying not to purchase too many things just because I don't want to have to keep things and then, like I said, it's not relevant anymore. Of course, I'm sure the principles remain the same, but in terms of programming, I don't want to buy something and then like in a year it's obsolete. So I'm just getting what I can for now, and then whatever seems like I should purchase it, I will. I have that one. I have this one. It's called Extra Bold, a feminist, inclusive, anti-racist, non-binary field guide for graphic designers. And that's what this looks like. I haven't opened this one yet, but this one is interesting because something I just learned because I was doing my course before I started filming, but something that's important to know about graphic design, and like especially when you're using it in advertising, logos, those kind of things, it's important to keep in mind how your art is coming across, because I mean, I'm sure you've seen something that was a logo or a piece of art and you look at it and you're like, little racist. You've seen those things, I know you have, and it's like sometimes people do things they don't realize what they're doing. It's important when you're doing art to know how people can portray a certain thing. If you're cool with it, if you're like, that's fine, I want to get a rise out of people, you know, that's your choice. You just have to be ready for any backlash. So I'm looking forward to this one so I can see kind of how media design, graphic design, all that kind of thing ties into social norms, how, you know, there are certain things in society that, you know, maybe some people are like, no, this is fine, I don't understand the issue. Whereas another group of people can be like, that's terrible, why would you even put anything out there like this? And then trying to find a common ground. But of course, you're never gonna make everybody happy, so it's good to always have just a target audience, and then just know that there's always gonna be somebody that's gonna be like, I don't like that, it made me feel this way, but at least it's making them feel something. So there's that. I have this book here, which is the Designer's Dictionary of Color, which it's not particularly for graphic design, but it does go through like color theory and everything. Of course, again, graphic design is still design, so you have to have all the art principles, and then it just kind of goes over certain branding and then like how the colors make people feel when you're trying to portray a certain message, what colors should you use, how should you put them together. So once get that. And then I also got this smartphone, smart photography, simple techniques for taking incredible pictures with iPhone and Android, because of course I'm doing YouTube, so I take pictures and videos. And as a designer, going to be taking pictures for references or even for a part of my art. I haven't actually narrowed down exactly what I want to do with graphic design yet, but I'm still getting the swing of things. I'm sure as I go through all of my lessons, I'm going to find my niche. But for now, what interests me is logo design, website design, like those kinds of things. But maybe along the way I'll find I prefer something else. I also will be creating a website where I'm going to make my portfolio. So once I start doing designs and getting good at things, or even before, I'm going to, on my website, I plan to put a page of obviously all of my work that I want to put on display, like the home page. This is what I'm putting out here. This is my style. This is my work. But I do want to have a page that is dedicated to, this is where I started. This is what my work looks like now. Kind of like an ever-evolving page. So I will have a page of just my beginning stuff as a reminder to me, and it could be helpful to people who are going to be clients in the future, so they can see like how far I've come. Or you never know, they may like that simpler design of what I'll be starting with, and they'll be like, hey, actually I like this, can I get this instead of whatever style I end up coming out with. So I'm going to be making an online portfolio, but that is the basic curriculum of what I have. And then I'm going to show you the website that I found. It's a free course. This is called Baseline. And what it is, as you can see, it says welcome to the free design bootcamp. And basically what it's doing is a beginner's guide to graphic design. You don't have to sign up. There's no payment. I didn't even put my email address. Everything they say here. It's really just a free resource. And so you're going to gain real knowledge and skills, learn through reflection, and build a portfolio. And then let me show you the course. So you have Introduction to Design. I already finished part 1. Like I said, just the introduction. And it even shows you about how long it should take. So this says it took supposed to take 6 hours. I think for me it took 3 or 4. And the thing about teaching yourself instead of going to an actual school is that you can do things on your own time, at your own pace. So you can go faster, you can go slower. You don't have a super strict structure, but you should really make sure that if you're doing it by yourself, you put yourself on some sort of schedule with some sort of structure, so you're not just doing like an hour a week, because you're not going to get anywhere at any time. I mean, if that's all you can do, that's all you can do. But try to at least do like an hour a day, 30 minutes a day with whatever it is you're doing, or even if you're just doing a review, just make sure you're doing something, especially if it is like how I'm doing, where I'm trying to learn this so I can do it for my future career. I do want to make sure that I'm going at a reasonable pace so that way I can pretty much get to where I want to be. I'm on part 2, going over design principles, part 3, tools, workflow, and collaboration, and then getting into the graphic and visual design. We're going to do graphic design basics, apply graphic design, and then making a design portfolio. So again, everything is broken down. Right now I'm in part 2. And once you go into your section, it tells you what you're going to be learning in that section. So I'm doing the fundamental visual usability and ethical principles, exercises to identify those principles at work, and short design briefs to help you start applying them. Again, it says about 10 hours. And then you can click through each section, like if you want to go back to something. And then, of course, you can go from here to part 3. And then each chapter has a reflection too, so that way you get reminded of what you're doing and go over everything. And if there's something where you're like, oh, I didn't really get that, again, you can go back, click through, and select what you are looking for. And then a couple of resources that it's given me so far. So it has this goal setting template, and then I was trying to print, but my printer is not connecting to my laptop, so I just ended up writing it down. So it's just writing down your goals, and I'm going to go over like the graphic design goals I have. And then it has a study tracker. It does give you a template so that way you can track the days that you do stuff, so you can keep yourself on track. And then it's also a guide of how they recommend you go through each section. Of course, if you go faster, that's really up to you. If you go slower, up to you. Just make sure you're going at a good pace. And then this is a daily planner, so that way you can put your times exactly of when you plan on doing your work. But I know for me, I just basically, I come home from work around 5:30, 5:45. I wind down, feed the cats, change my clothes, eat some dinner, decompress, and by then it's usually like 7:30, and then I'll do this for about an hour or 2, depending on how tired I am, to be honest. So that is this one. Again, I don't know if I said the name. It's called Baseline, if you are interested in graphic design. Okay, so the next site I have, which I actually just found through a post on Pinterest, it's called Udemy, I think that's how you say it. And basically what it is a site that has a whole bunch of courses actually. Let me go back to the main page so I can show. And it has so many lessons on here. So you have development, like web development, mobile, you have business, finance and accounting, IT and software, office productivity, personal development, design, marketing, health and fitness, music. So if you have any interest and you're trying to, you know, to see if you're interested in it before you even want to jump into going to school or committing so much time, come to Udemy, look at what it entails to learn it, and see if it really interests you. So let me go to design, and here you can do web design, graphic design and illustration, design tools, user experience design, game design, and 3D and animation. I'm doing graphic design and illustration. And it has all sorts of courses here. Now you can do paid courses, always an option, but me, like I said, I am trying to stick with the free things. So, whoop, go to filter here, and then you can do price. There's free courses, and then you basically just pick a course that you're going to either need more information on, or you, like I said, just want to see if you're even interested in a particular concept. And they are short courses, so you have 2 hours, 2 hours, 1 hour, and then it does show like different levels. So like figure drawing from life, all levels, create stunning infographics, beginner, you have all levels. So basically there's all gonna be like beginner to all level, but you have all these courses that just really help you understand design more. So I will be going through these and using this as part of my curriculum. And I also have, of course, YouTube. Do not sleep on YouTube. We can all graduate from YouTube University. There is so much on here that just has so much information. People love teaching people what they know. So what I have here is AutoCAD for Beginners. It's a full university course. This one is 6 hours. I have AutoCAD basic tutorial. This one's only 15 minutes, but this one is like a series of videos, whereas this one is everything all at once. So I'll just see what I prefer to consume, but I'm probably just gonna do this first one here. I have graphic design basics. This one's about an hour. Learn graphic design by yourself. This one was just a woman who was going over steps of how you can teach yourself how to do graphic design. That was only 12 minutes, so that was very helpful. Just little points that she made. And then a Canva tutorial for beginners, 2 hour masterclass. So that way I can kind of use Canva to its fullest potential. Since I am paying for it, I might as well learn how to properly use it instead of just doing very surface level basic stuff, especially since I do want to get really good at graphic design, so that way I can make a job out of it. So I have my YouTube playlist, and I'm gonna add things as I go along, of course, too. If you are interested in graphic design, you can feel free to follow along on my playlist. But like I said, I have YouTube University is what we're calling it. I have, again, Udemy here, and then I have Baseline for my graphic design. Okay, so I just wanted to go over some of the goals I have with graphic design. Like I said, they have that template, but I couldn't print mine, so I just decided to write it down. So the goals I have, I made 4 goals. The first one is to become an expert in design, and I'm gonna be doing daily practice and daily review. Again, I've been doing this for about a week. Haven't been doing it daily, no, but I have been doing it consistently. So even if I don't do it daily, at least I know I'm doing it on a consistent basis. Number 2 is get a design job. So I'm gonna build my portfolio. Like I said, I'm gonna be making my online portfolio on the website, probably through Wix, and then get into design spaces. So this is me basically trying to find networking opportunities at type of design emporium, any place where there's going to be graphic designers or designers in general, just so I can meet with people, network, get myself out there and learn from other people, because you never know who you're going to meet and what opportunities they can give you. So I do want to get into design spaces. Number 3 is to build a strong portfolio. So again, kind of goes into getting a design job, make a portfolio website, and then do a project weekly with the skills learned. So once I start learning the technical skills, I'm going to do a project every week on top of whatever they have on here, so I can practice, even if it's not good. I just want to get good at things. So you have to start not good to get good. You're not going to start off being great. And number 4 is attract clientele. I'm going to make a dedicated social media. So I'm going to make a dedicated Instagram, and then at a certain point I may branch off into YouTube, but I may just stay on like Instagram and TikTok when I do get to that point, just because it's easier to do, I feel like, short form content with that kind of thing. So those are goals I have for my design. That's part of my curriculum. I'm really looking forward to it. I'm having a good time so far. And a part of one of my assignments was just to understand that in the beginning, you may be very excited and then it may start to get difficult, and then you stop being excited, and then you get discouraged, or you start to have imposter syndrome, or you start to feel like, why should I even be doing this? There's people who are better than I am, which I know I have a problem with. I mean, that's the whole reason I haven't posted videos on here in a long time, because I kept comparing myself to others. It's doing me no good. I'm getting nowhere with it. I have all these plans and ideas and everything of how I want my life to be, but I'm letting other people who don't even have anything to do with my life dictate my life. Like, how does that work? So we're gonna stop doing that now, and I'm just going to allow the feelings to come if they ever do come. Hopefully they don't, but being realistic, it's probably gonna happen where I'm gonna start to feel down on myself and be like, why am I even doing this? I'm not even good at this. I'm going to allow the feelings, and I'm gonna be like, hold up. You are comparing yourself to people the way they are now when you know that they started from zero as well. You're just starting from zero at a different point in time, which is totally fine. Like, we're all on a different journey. Do I wish I would have started a long time ago? Do I wish I would have just gone to college and do what I want to do? Yes, but you know, that's not how life works sometimes. Sometimes you have to take a detour and go the long way for you to get to your destination. It happens. It's totally fine. There's always time to change. As long as you're alive and breathing and able-bodied, and even if you're not able-bodied, honestly, you can still achieve your dreams. I don't want to speak for you or anything, but if there's really nothing holding you back, you can find a way. And I'm also doing a Spanish class, and I'm going to show you that too. I realized I could have showed that before. Lately, I've been going to a lot of Spanish-speaking countries, so I do want to just be better at Spanish. And of course, Spanish is, I think, next to English, the most spoken language in the United States. So I just think it's beneficial to know the language. And I have been taking a little course, well, I was trying to do it through Duolingo, but let's be real, that little OWL app, I mean, you're not really learning how to speak, you're just learning words and phrases, but not actual conversation. So I stopped doing that. I didn't find it beneficial at all for me. I wasn't retaining anything really. But let me show you the website that did help me. It is through the local library. If you have a library, you should get a library card, because I mean, if you're paying taxes, you've already paid for your library card. So just go get a card. Let me pull up this for us. Okay, so this site is called Mango Languages. And again, when you sign up, I believe you can just create an account on your own. Oh, well, I'm already logged in. But like I said, it's free through your library, so go get you a library card and then sign up so you can get all these languages. Let me show you what we have here. So, like I said, I'm doing Spanish, and the Spanish I'm taking is Latin American. I am focusing on Spanish for this semester. French will be next semester. But languages it teaches, again, Spanish, French, English if you're working on your English, Japanese, German, Italian, Mandarin, Chinese, Korean, Russian, Filipino. So those are their popular languages, but all languages, American Sign Language, which I will be learning at some point because I believe that's a very important language that we need to learn that a lot of people kind of just glaze over. Egyptian Arabic, Iraqi Arabic, Levantine Arabic. I mean, you just have all these languages, even from different regions, and just so many languages are on here. It's actually crazy. I didn't even realize that there were this many. I don't think I've ever scrolled down. You can even learn Haitian Creole, Biblical Hebrew, Modern Hebrew. Like, this is just amazing, actually. But look, all these languages, just go to your library, guys. Go get a library card. So I have done Unit 1 already. I'm on Unit 2. I've done an introduction. I've learned salutation and small talk. Now I'm on Chapter 2. Finished Unit 1 and Chapter 2. Now I'm on Unit 2. And you can do flashcard reviews. I can show you what that looks like here.
Let's hear you say, "What a humid night."
So that does highlight words of like what you've learned in that section. I do remember how to say this. Not really. Let me think about it. I think it's like, yeah, I have no idea. But let me show you what happened here. I just wanted to show this flashcard. So she'll say, "What a humid night," and then you'll say what you think it is, show the answer, and then if you got it right, yes or no. And then of course you can hear him say, "Qué noche tan húmeda." And it's nice because it's someone who actually speaks Spanish, so you can hear how it's supposed to be said, and you can do it by word too. ¿Qué? And it shows you like how it's said. ¿Qué? Noche. And then how it shows like the emphasis of how you're supposed to say it. Noche. Tan. And then húmeda. Again, showing the emphasis because it does have the accent there. Húmeda. And it's just very helpful to have it broken down like that. So I really enjoy this so much better than Duolingo, honestly. So, and that's an actual statement that you would say to someone if you are speaking to them. You can be like, "Oh my gosh, such a humid night tonight." Like that's actual words that you would say and not whatever silly conversations the OWL app is telling you about. That is my curriculum for the semester. My semester being January to June, and then I'll have like a little break and then I'll go into my second semester. And then, like I said, hopefully by this time next year, I will have a design job. Even if I'm not like the expert that I want to be, I at least want to be in a job where I am learning as I go and I have enough skills to get a job there. It's basically what I'm trying to do. And then with Spanish, I hopefully by this time next year am mostly fluent, if not fluent. I've seen people become fluent in languages within a year. So long as they practice, of course. So I am committing myself to practicing. That is what I have going on for my curriculum. I'm wondering, do you guys have like a curriculum, or did you even think about doing anything of this nature? I think it's good too, just to keep your mind sharp and just keep you busy so you're not just sitting there scrolling or watching TV. Gives you something to do. And again, since you're doing it on your own, you don't have to, be on anybody else's time. You don't have to answer to anybody else. You're doing it for you when you have time to do it. So I would say like, don't get too hard on yourself, or don't make it too serious if it's something that you're not like, oh, this is something I want to create a career out of, or something that I need to do to get further with my job. If it's just something you just want to learn, just learn it here and there. This is your time to learn, but what you want to learn. And then I will put below the websites that I showed you guys today, so that way if any of those did interest you, you have quick links for them. But I think that's going to be it for me today. I do appreciate you watching as always, and I hope you will come with me on this journey as I kind of build the life that I envisioned for myself when I was 15. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you all as always. Please subscribe, like, of course, comment below what you plan on doing for your personal curriculum, and I'll see y'all next time. Thanks, bye.